This begins recording unit number 2 in the deposition of Ed Bastian. The date is 27 February 2019. The current time is approximately 5:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are back on the video record.
So thank you for that break there, because that helped reduce the number of questions. And I'm going to apologize in advance because these might be disconnected, but 6, 7, 8 questions and we'll be done, I think. We're up to what number? 23.
We're up to 23.
23. Thank you. Sorry, I have to. We've handed you a document that has been identified as Exhibit 23, which starts as an email from Jim Graham to Brannon Brendan, and then below that it's from Ed Bastian to Steve Dixon, and below that it's from Christopher Broyhill to you and others. But did you receive this email from Christopher Broyhill on or about June 19th, 2017?
I guess so.
Okay. And you don't have any specific recollection of it?
I don't.
Okay. Do you remember getting any feedback or response from any of the individuals to whom you forwarded it?
I don't.
Okay. Before we pass to this 24, but do you recall whether the Broyhill email identified in Exhibit 23 was ever discussed at a Board of Directors meeting at Delta?
I don't recall it being discussed.
Okay. And then referring you to what we've identified as Exhibit 24, Delta Airlines Inc. privilege log, if you could look at the third page, and it's very small print, but if you can look at the third block on the first page, which indicates correspondence to Ed Bastian, Peter Carter, and Gil West from Kevin Schinkel. Let me pause here and ask, and do you know what Kevin Schinkel's title at Delta is?
He doesn't work at Delta anymore, but he was head of communications when he was here.
Okay, and he's a non-lawyer, correct?
Right.
And Gil West, what is his position?
Chief Operating Officer.
Chief.
Operating Officer.
So he's not a lawyer, correct?
No.
But Peter Carter is a lawyer.
Yes.
Correct. And there's a reference under the privilege reason block to the right. It says privilege communication between client and counsel seeking legal advice regarding Delta's response to complainants' communications with flight operations. Would you agree that?
Did you read that right?
No, if I didn't, I'll read it over. Privileged communication between client and counsel containing legal advice regarding Delta's response to complainants' communications with flight operations. My question is, on or about March 21, 2016, were you seeking legal advice regarding Delta's response to Ms. Petitt's communications with flight operations?
I have no recall of this meeting, no.
And if you can go down to the third to last block, where it's to Ed Bastian, Peter Carter, and Gil West from Kevin Schinkel. So there's a second email here. And again, it reads under the privilege reason, privilege communication between client and counsel containing legal advice regarding Delta's response to complainant's communications with flight operations. Does that refresh your recollection that in March of 2016 you were seeking legal advice regarding Delta's response to complainant's communications with flight operations?
I have no recall of either of those meetings or memos.
Has anyone advised you that the Illinois Medical Disciplinary Board has referred Dr. Altman to the prosecution board of that state?
Objection, foundation?
I'm just asking if he has knowledge of that.
Is there, okay.
I have no knowledge.
And do you have, is there someone assigned to open your mail other than yourself?
My assistant can, yes.
What's the name of your assistant?
Jane Hammock,
How do you spell that last name?
Hammock.
Would she have the authority to discard mail from pilots without alerting you to the content of?
To discard?
Yes.
Not to discard. Maybe to forward and send elsewhere in the company, but not to discard.
Okay. So there might be email communications
I
from.
get thousands of emails a day. Okay. I wouldn't have time to sit here for 3 hours with you if I was just didn't have somebody help me with my email.
Oh, that's fortunate for me.
Yes, it is.
So that's a common practice then in your operation to have emails directed to you read by your assistant without disclosing content to you?
If there was something that I needed to know, she would certainly let me know. But yes, she does that all the time.
And do you have any knowledge, something, let's see if I can find the exhibit. If you refer back to Exhibit 18, and I'm asking you to turn to the second page. This was the safety culture ethnographic.
Oh, you found it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Safety culture ethnographic study of Delta Airlines. Is this the type of document, if it were received by Jane Hammock, that she would have the authority to forward to others without disclosing content to you?
I don't know, but she could have.
Okay. Pass the witness.
Thank you.
No, we're done.
Read and sign?
Yes, read and sign.
Read and sign. And do you need a copy?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone finished? Stand by, please. Will the deponent read and sign the transcript? Or waive? This concludes recording Unit 2 in the deposition of Ed Bastian in case number 2018-AIR-0041, filed in United States Department of Labor Office of Administrative Law Judges. This deposition consists of a total of 2 recording units. The date is 27 February 2019. The approximate time is 5:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This concludes the deposition, and we are now off the video record.